My name is ChaimYacobi, and I headed the group that discussed and dealt with the future of Jerusalem. I would like just before, I'll try to be very brief and to highlight our main recommendations. But I think, our reading of the reality in Jerusalem was much more realistic than many of the previous proposals that really discussed or were based on the logic of separation and division. And according to our argument, Jerusalem is both divided and unified, or neither divided nor unified at the same time. And this kind of hybrid situation demands maybe a more creative solution. So the title of our chapter is, we deal with what we call JAMA, Jerusalem Al-Quds Metropolitan Authority, which is an umbrella institution that is suggested for the future solution of the city. So our suggestion is that Jerusalem should be a binational shared city, and this is a better option for the whole city and for both parties on social, economic, and political grounds. In the core of our vision, we suggest the establishment of an autonomous and decentralized capital region. JAMA, Jerusalem Al-Quds Metropolitan Authority, will be a distinct political unit under shared Israeli and Palestinian sovereignty. Geographically speaking, it will stretch between Alberia in the north, Ma'ale Adumim in the east, Beit Jala in the south, and Mevaseret in the west. The area will be placed under joint Israeli and Palestinian sovereignty, as I mentioned, and managed by an authority headed alongside by Palestinian and Israeli bodies. The JAMA is we see it as a thin political institution. Its assembly will consist of representatives from the region's local governments and from the Israeli and Palestinian ministries. Its main staff will be professionals in the field of planning, infrastructure, transportation, environment, and so on. The urban region will include two capital compounds. While the Israeli compound will be in Kiryat HaLe'om, where it is now, the Palestinians will decide where they would like to have their own capital compound. The city as a whole will be mutually recognized as a state capital by both Israel and Palestine. This will guarantee the rights of both people in the city and slow the demographic competition and geographic competition between Israelis and Palestinians. The name chosen to this future plan describes the metropolitan area, and it includes indeed both titles, Jerusalem and Al-Quds, in order to respect the very symbolic sentiments of both people to this area. The creation of JAMA will involve cross-border cooperation in different areas, such as planning, infrastructure, environment, economy, and economic development. A central issue of cooperation will be security and the establishment of a shared policing system. JAMA would have a security cordon running around the city, irrespective of the location of the political borders. This will be a weapon-free area. Only authorized police, for example, or security forces will be permitted to have arms, but of course not civilians. We propose to demarcate an area, including the old city and its immediate surroundings, as Holy Jerusalem Al-Quds. Under our proposal, this area will be declared as existing under divine ownership and be managed by an international interreligious council consisting equally Christians, Muslims, and Jews. The responsibility for security and infrastructure in these sites and the official sovereignty will remain with JAMA, with the Jerusalem Al-Quds Metropolitan Authority, but this will have little impact on the actual management of holy places, interreligious affairs, and tourism, which will be controlled by the Holy City Council that will be established. Palestinian and Israeli courts would be responsible for personal issues, jurisdiction, sorry. Crimes committed by third-party nationals would be under the law of the country through which they entered into JAMA. A cornerstone in our proposal is the tier of local districts, and it has to do with the fact that Jerusalem, both on the Israeli and in the Palestinian side, is not a homogeneous city in terms of population and communities. So in these districts, most urban governance will take place. This part of urban governance structure will form the core of the region's communal, local, and planning management. The city's Palestinian and Israeli residents will be full members of their respective national political communities. JAMA will be open to both Israelis and Palestinian Jerusalemites for work, residency, and leisure. All controls appropriate to national borders will be exercised at the exit of the open city zone. The special status of JAMA will be further expressed in the autonomy in areas such as infrastructure, metropolitan transport, and environment. Finally, JAMA will not draw on local taxes, but will be funded equally by the Israeli and Palestinian states. A special long-term fund should be established for the purpose of affirmative development and reconciliation, that is, development which aims to reduce inequalities and past injustice. Thank you.